Hello, I am Professor of Knowledge, Jacob Fredrickson, and today I am here to teach you about editing. Everyone's favorite part of photography, right? Editing is the art of being really brutal with yourself about which of the things that you've made is the best and which is the worst and which ones you should burn and which ones you should keep. It's really not the most fun part. But this doesn't mean that you shouldn't overshoot, which is to say, take a bunch of pictures of one thing in the hopes that one turns out okay. In fact, if you have followed last week's assignment, you should have at least 100 pictures of the exact same thing. What we're going to do today is find one really good one. Editing is actually the part of this process that I myself have the most trouble with because, frankly, I'm not very good at it. I get too attached to things. I think things are better than they are. But the goal today is to go through all those pictures you took and pick one good one. Just go through them. Some pictures will be easy to eliminate because, you know, they're out of focus or crooked. And some will be much harder to eliminate because they're so similar. In cases like this, it's best just to pick one and move on. Once you've narrowed it down to just a handful of shots, look through them, and if you can't narrow it down any further, that's okay. Bring them with you into your photo editing program, and we'll see what they look like edited, and then we'll make our choice. Some pictures turn out a lot better once you run them through a Photoshop filter or, clean them up a little bit. And some just absolutely are terrible. Remember, the goal today is one picture. And now we enter the screen recording portion of our program, which is, of course, your favorite portion. Here we have the pictures we have edited down from the 100 you took the other day. There are a handful here. Let's just open them all up in Photoshop. Open with Photoshop. That one's interesting. Is that all of them? No. That is all of them. Okay, let's start at the beginning here. This one is pretty interesting, but it is the one you saw when you first walked up, And what we're going to do now is create a new levels layer. This will be our primary editing interface for all the images we're about to do. You'll notice this looks very flat and gray and ugh. What we're going to do is, once we open up our new levels layer, we're going to press the auto button here, just to get started. Well, that's changed it. That's pretty cool, actually. And these are all the different color channels right here. You can go to red. Let's move that a little bit closer. And this midpoint here. Oh. See, if I drag it all the way to the right here, it gets totally blue. If I drag it to the left, it gets red. Why? Who knows? That's how this works. Go here, we do green. Move the white point over a little bit. We move the midpoint around. All the way to the left, it gets totally pink. All the way to the right. No. Stop that. Reverse it. All the way to the right, it gets totally pink. All the way to the left, it gets totally green. Because pink and green are opposites. Let's put it there. What you're going to do is you're going to want to adjust the midpoint on all these until it looks like the picture you took. Blue, let's make it more blue. Ooh, no. Let's make it more yellow. No. All the way to the right, you get yellow. All the way to the left, blue. Let's move it there. Let's make the white point bluer. Huh. Well, it got overcast just as I was taking these pictures, so that's actually what it looked like. And now we got a very bleak image, jeez. Let's go back to RGB. Let's pull this midpoint right here. Let's pull it over, into dark. That's very scary. Let's pull it all the way over here. I don't like this one. I've decided that this one's probably not worth wasting any more time on. This one's interesting. You know, I was going for some sort of... God, I was going for something. Let's do the levels, auto. Again, with that looks pretty cool. Drag the midpoint down. This is how I edit photos. It's probably going to be different for everybody. I really like the levels adjustment here. This one could be interesting. I mean, I like the composition, how you got the kid with the red hat right there. Levels, auto, blah, blah, blah. Now, you may be wondering what I'm adjusting with all of these levels adjustments, and the answer is the histogram right here. The histogram displays the data from your image in a way that computers can understand and edit. The primary view here is the shadows and whatever. The white one is the white point, and so if you drag it over, it gets progressively whiter, you know. And the black one is the black point. And the gray one is, of course, the midpoint. Because why would it be called the gray point? And what auto does is it moves each end until it realizes that it's touching data, okay? And so if you go to red, you'll see it's moved all the way over until it's touching a significant amount of red, and then down to green and blue. And this theoretically gives you a properly colored image, but it doesn't usually. One good starting point is to select the midpoint numbers here and press 0.9, and then just go along for each one. See what that gets you? Sometimes it's something, sometimes it's not. And in the case of this image, nothing can save a terrible image. Okay, this image is completely dark, and of course there's nothing I can do for a, you know, an underexposed image like this. I kind of like the composition, but it's crooked. Well, let's see what we can do. We'll go to levels. And you can see how all the data is compressed on the left side here, which means that it's underexposed. Underexposed images are a lot easier to save than overexposed images. Why? I don't know. But they are. Press auto here. Ooh! That's actually really cool. I like this one. But it's crooked. How are we going to do this? We're going to go to the layer here. We're going to unlock it by taking this lock and dragging it to the trash. Not the whole layer, mind you. And then we're going to press, then we're going to zoom out a little bit. And we're going to grab the corner up here and turn it until it's straight. Then we're going to press get the crop button out. Apply, apply. Crop. Get the crop tool out. And now what we could do is type in here to preserve our original aspect ratio, the original shape of the picture. We could type in width 5 by tab, height 3. But for this instance, we're going to select the entire image, right? Make sure it's all selected, and then press Shift and move the corners. Press Shift and move the corners so that they're, you know, not showing any empty space. Make sure you don't move the top, because otherwise you're going to have to start over. This is also a chance to recompose your image. You'll notice these bars in the image here. These are called the rule of thirds. And a good photographic tip is to make sure that the important parts of your image fall along these lines. Things such as the horizon. We're going to make the horizon fall along this line. We're going to turn it a little bit. There. Seems right. Okay. Crop. Ooh! That's really cool. Okay, I think we have a contender here. Go back to the... Let's go back to the levels here. See what we can do. What happens if we pull the midpoint up? Gets a little brighter, a little bit grayer. Is there any predominant color I need to pull out? It's pretty green. That's because there's a lot of green stuff in there. You can pull it down into the purple. See what that looks like. I think I'll leave it where it is. Blue. I think I'll leave it where that is too, actually. That's a pretty cool image. Oops. Jeez. That's pretty cool, actually. We'll leave that as a contender here. Okay, contender right here. Oh, what's this one? Well, this one's pretty cool. I like the angle. In this case, I wouldn't straighten it because, you know, I did the angle on purpose. Let's see what happens when we do a levels adjustment, because you'll notice it's a little undersaturated and not very high contrast. Ooh! Ooh, I like that. See, this is the problem I run into. Pull the midpoint down. Let's make it a tiny bit yellower. And of course, you go down to the blue for that. The trick to these color adjustments is subtlety. Oh, that's not subtle. Oh, out. 0.8. 0.9? 0.91. 0.89. Ha! This one. Okay. I like it like that. Now, of course, this sounds like absolute gibberish, because it kind of is, but, you know. This one's a contender, too. Okay. Well, this is okay. What exactly was I going for? Something avant-garde? No. Let's try it. No. This one, I noticed when I shot it, would look really cool in black and white. Let's go down here to the different colored circles. And we say, new channel mixer. Channel mixer? Why not just press the black and white button? Because the black and white button's garbage. In your channel mixer here, let's do monochrome. And now it's black and white. How is that different from a black and white filter? It is. These are the different color channels. And down here is your total. Now, theoretically, this is supposed to add up to 100, but machines aren't the boss of you, am I right? I don't really have any good helpful hints for this. My advice for you is just to mess around with it until you think it looks cool. But a problem you can run into is your image becoming too abstract. Like, right now, can you even tell this is bark? But the channel mixer is definitely something to play with. Okay, this is definitely too abstract. Although I like all the details, this isn't going to be our one good image. Don't save. Hey, didn't I just do this picture? Yeah, you did. Kind of. This was another shot that snuck in because I thought the other one was underexposed. That's what I did. Oh well. I like the other one better. Ooh. Well, now I like this one. Editing! Our three contenders are this one, and this one. Mess around with it a little bit. Oh, that's still so cool looking. Wow. I was just taking some sample images. I didn't want an actual really good one. Here, let's straighten up this one. There, that's close enough. Wow, that's actually really cool. Versus this. Versus this. Versus this. I don't know, man. See, these are the sort of problems you have. This is just 30 minutes. I spent almost 30 minutes editing 5 pictures. Okay. Well, I think this one might look cool in black and white. Here's something really cool. Blue is black. And now green is not red. Because we need a little bit of red. Okay, see, isn't that weird? I don't know what use that is, but it looks a lot like infrared film. Red 75, green plus 200, blue minus 200. Now here is a really cool trick. If you set channel mixer, you select it, and then right here where it says normal, if you click that and say luminosity, turns it back to color. But now, all the parts that were white are brighter, and all parts that were black are darker. So if we do that, and then we change the opacity down to, not a lot, like 70? Yeah, let's turn it off. Before. This is before. After. It gives it sort of an old plate look. Now, if we put that same channel mixer thing, if we just drag it onto the other image. Ooh, that is a much cooler look. Yeah, I definitely like this one better. Don't save. Now it is the thing between this one and this one. Just for the heck of it, let's see what this one looks like with that cool black and white thing on it. Jeez, does everything look cool with that black and white thing on it? This one could be better though. Let's switch it back to normal. Oh, opacity 100. That's my problem here. Okay. Red is up just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Ooh. That looks really crazy. Looks exactly like infrared film. That is crazy. Okay, I lied earlier. Editing is one of the more fun parts of this process. Look at that. What? Look at that. Then we move over to this one versus this one. That one versus that one. Versus this one versus that one. There's two and I can't choose. Oh, wait. I don't have to choose. I'm the professor. I was just showing you some cool tips. I choose both of these. One of the main benefits to being the professor is not actually having to follow the assignment. Now we're going to save them. File, up here at the top, File, Save As. Photoshop is one of the last things with a Save As in the Mac universe. Save As, whatever it's named, -2. Format Photoshop, fine, I'll change it to something else later. Oh, make sure you save your ones that you want to save in Photoshop. It's a bigger file, but it means you can come back and edit it later if you eventually find something wrong. Alright, now that I've shown you some basic Photoshop tips and given you sort of a vague idea of some, of what editing is, your assignment for this week is to do what I couldn't. Edit down your pictures until there's only one left. Because next week, we post it on the internet. And profit? No, we don't.